Hello, I'm Krishna. I'm the Director of Public Health for Southend, and I just want to remind you in terms of where we are with our restrictions. So Southend is currently in Tier 2. Why are we in Tier 2 is because the government have nationally looked at the evidence of what happened last time and decided that as we come out of a lockdown, we shouldn't suddenly have restrictions that are easing off at too fast a pace. Therefore, most of the country are either moved into Tier 2 or Tier 3, and which is Tier 2 is being the higher alert level. This is because the rates are still very high, and it is important that in coming down of the lockdown, we are able to look at the consequences of what's happened. During the lockdown, in the first 2 weeks, we still had higher rates in Southend, and certainly in the last few days, we have seen the hospital admission numbers going up, and obviously capacity in the hospital is already, unfortunately, starting to be stretched. So as at last night, our rates had stabilised a little bit to around 116 per 100,000, but it had gone up to now 129 per 100,000. And for those over the age of 60, this is now at 88 per 100,000. Again, they're quite high rates, and we really need to be thinking about how we manage those. So what does it mean to be in Tier 2? Well, first and foremost, obviously we can start having those non-essential journeys now. You can go to the shops, and obviously in some cases making sure that if we are mixing with anyone, we are mixing with our bubble and those within our household. We can go to restaurant with members of our own household or the bubble we are in, but the biggest thing we must remember is about what happens when we are indoors. We must only be indoors with members of our own household or within our own bubble. And it's the same when we go out. We must make sure that we stay within those groups so that we are not taking the risk of spreading the virus. If we are outdoors, we can still meet in groups of 6, if you remember the rule of 6 that was in place before. And what is important is that if you're unsure, please go and check the national government website, which gives you a good detailed breakdown of what the restrictions are in Tier 2. So I would say, what is important is to remember that you must not have friends and families indoors, and that is against the rules when we are in Tier 2, unless obviously you are within a support bubble. And that is obviously something you do. But again, as much as possible, try and follow the public health measures that we put in place, the hand, face and space as much as possible, because everything you do will help prevent the spread of the disease. So let's continue to work together in Southend. We've been really good in Southend. I've got other areas where we have similar, if you want, population and demographic as them, and other areas have not been so lucky in terms of the engagement, and certainly for me, I'm very proud that people of Southend and our businesses have worked very closely together to stop the spread of the disease as much as possible. So again, it's a plea to all of you out there, please let's work together so we can enjoy Christmas as much as possible, especially when we're going to have those 5 days when some of those restrictions are going to be eased. But you must continue to be vigilant and try and help while we're rolling out and supporting with the vaccination program. Thank you, Southend, and stay safe. Bye.